Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a little like first impressions get ready with me. I have some new products from Revlon that I really wanted to try out, so I thought I'd just sit down and kind of do my makeup with you guys and just chill. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, so here we go. I actually was sent these by CrowdTap. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically this like survey website, and you answer survey questions and you get points, and when you rack up points you can redeem for gift cards, and then sometimes you'll also get selected to like test product out. So yeah, I'll leave it linked down below if you're interested, but they sent me this Revlon line and I've had it for about a month now and I keep forgetting to try it. So we're gonna try it today. I have a natural finish foundation, a concealer, and then this like setting powder. So we're just gonna dive on in. First up, I'm going to prime my face though. I have a bag of goodies sitting next to me. I'm gonna use the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This is my favorite moisturizer primer thing for the winter because it is so hydrating, but it also adds like a nice illumination to the skin and it kind of helps smooth. So it kind of does everything. And as you guys know, my skin is really sensitive and it doesn't irritate my skin at all, so I really like this primer. This is my second time purchasing it. That's how you know I really love a product, when I purchase it again. But anyway, really love this primer. Moving on, we're going to start with the foundation, and this is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation, and I have the shade 240, which is natural beige. It looks like it's going to be an okay shade match, so we're just going to try it out. Might be a little pinky for me, but that's okay. So I just squeezed out 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to use a foundation brush. This is the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 to buff this into the skin. This is how I normally apply my foundation, with a brush, so that's just what I'm going to do today. And I should get my mirror out so that I can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, this is a little pinky for me, but we're just going to make it work and just blend it into the skin. So far it looks really nice on the skin. It's not like catching any of my dry patches or like clinging in any place. It's like a light to medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. I mean, it's definitely evening my skin tone and covering up some of my redness, but there is a little, my skin is still kind of peeking through, so it's definitely not full coverage, but I don't mind that. I don't love full coverage foundations, as you guys probably know. It's blending in nicely with my skin. The color was okay. It was a little pinky when I first applied it, but my skin is pretty neutral, especially when I'm pale. So I feel like I can get away with it. And 2 pumps left a really nice like light layer on the skin. It doesn't look heavy. It is a little dry around my nose, but my nose is extremely dry right now because I've had like a little bit of a cold, I think, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But everywhere else on my skin, it looks pretty nice. It's not like settling into any of my pores on my cheeks or anything. I actually kind of like that so far. It's definitely not full coverage, so if you like a full coverage foundation, you probably won't like this, but I actually am really enjoying this. So it says it's medium buildable coverage. It has no harsh ingredients. It's anti-pollution, anti-blue light, and oil free. But let's move on to the concealer. This is the Photo Ready Candid Antioxidant Concealer. I have this in the shade 010 Vanilla. So it's made with caffeine, antioxidants, it's anti-pollution, anti-blue light, doesn't have any sulfates, no harsh fragrances, oil free, and it's medium coverage. I like that it's very like natural, and whoa, I like that there's no harsh ingredients. I've never heard of like products being anti-blue light before, but I know that's like a big thing right now. Anyway, let's go in. This seems like a good color. Oh, this is a really good color. It looks super bright on camera, but on my face it doesn't look that bright. I don't know how much of this to apply, so I'm just gonna start off with a little bit. And those are really the only places that I conceal on my face because I like my skin to peek through, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna take that same flat kabuki brush and blend this in. I'm really low maintenance right now. Definitely medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage, but again, I don't mind that. I feel like this is kind of enhancing the texture of my nose a little bit, but my nose is mega dry, so let's see how it does around the eyes. Around the eyes, it actually looks really nice. It's very brightening, but it's not like clinging. It's definitely medium coverage, and it's not covering everything, but it's giving me enough brightness and coverage that I think for like an everyday natural look, this wouldn't be bad. But if you like full coverage, like Tarte Shape Tape level, this may not be the product for you. This eye's looking a little bit, it's looking a little bit dry around. So I would say definitely hydrate really well with these products. That might be because they are oil free, so they're not as like dewy as I normally go with base products, so that might be why I think they look dry. Around this eye it looks really good, but it looks a little bit dry around over here. So I don't know if that's maybe just this eye's a lot drier, I don't know, but and it's enhancing the texture on my nose a little bit here. I don't know if you guys can see that. On camera it looks really good, but up close and personal it is a little bit drying, so if you have dry skin like I do, just be aware of that. But the colors look really nice. It was really brightening. It did give a nice amount of coverage for me. I like a more medium coverage concealer. It looks really nice on the skin in the areas where I'm not dry. It's really just kind of around my nose and a little bit around my eyes where it looks really dry. But on my cheeks, the foundation and concealer, well, the foundation mostly, looks really nice. I think my skin is just super, super dry right now. So if you have really dry skin, I would just say hydrate really well, or maybe wait to use these products until like the summertime. But so far I like the coverage and I like the feel on my skin. I just wish they were a little bit more hydrating. So even though my face is looking a little dry, we're gonna go in with some powder. And this is the same Candid anti-pollution setting powder. It is in the shade 01. I do like the packaging. The baby pink is like really cute. Oh, whoa. Oh! I love the packaging. I absolutely love powders that come like this. I just bought the Cover FX one and it's packaged like this same exact way. And it makes the powder so much easier to use. I feel like it doesn't get all over the place. Alright, so I just like poured out the tiniest ittiest bit. It feels very, very soft. Like very soft. I just rubbed some into my hand. So this might work for me. We shall see. I'm not a huge powder person. I use very little amounts of it, so let's see how this goes. I feel like with this stuff you might not even need to set it because it is looking pretty natural and or dry on my skin, but I'll just add a little bit of powder. My under eyes look, this eye in particular, this giant fuzzy on my brush, this eye in particular looks pretty dry, but this eye actually looks really good even with the powder. It looks just like a natural. I think the problem is I'm just used to looking really like dewy and glowy. I'm not used to a more matte look. But, I mean, the powder's nice. It's setting my face. I'm not a huge powder person, and I really like the Cover FX translucent powder. I think it works really well with my dry skin, so I'm not sure anything's going to replace that for me right now. But, I mean, this is nice. It could be a better like cheap alternative. I'll have to keep using it to see kind of how I like it or how it like wears throughout the day, but I mean on first application it's not too bad. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see what my skin looks like. So here's what my skin looks like. It looks a little bit dry in here and around my eyes. My cheeks look nice. It's definitely not tacky at all where I didn't set it, so you may not need to set this foundation. Definitely matte. The concealer's creasing under this eye a tiny bit, but my concealer always creases. Nothing that I do stops that. Overall, I think I like it. I think I'm just not used to like a matte foundation anymore. I tend to do more glowy bases. But I think it's sitting really nicely on my skin. I'll see how it wears throughout the day and kind of update you guys at the end. But let's put on some face products and see how powders and stuff sit on top. I'm just going to use my Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzing powder thing. This thing is huge. I've been trying to use it more because I have so many bronzers. Bronzer's like my weakness. I literally have so many and I just don't know why I have so many. My bronzer actually blended really nicely on top, even though I didn't set my entire face, so I feel like you definitely don't need to powder this foundation. It blended really nicely. It doesn't look patchy at all. So powders definitely sit nicely on top. I'm interested to see how creams will sit on top because even though I didn't powder my entire face, this does kind of have a more matte powdery feel to it. So I'm curious as to if creams will work well. Powders look nice. Let me try. I have my Hourglass Vanish Stick Highlight here. This is my favorite cream highlighter. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to the cheekbones to see how it applies on top of this foundation. Like I said, the foundation is more matte and it kind of has a powdery feel to it now that it's dried down. So I'm curious to see how this will work. It grabbed a little bit, I think, right here, but it actually blended out pretty easily. And it doesn't look too bad, so maybe creams would be fine on top. It doesn't look too bad. It grabbed a little bit on my cheeks, I think, and lifted a tiny bit, but it's not horrible. I've seen worse, so I guess it's not too bad. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will see you guys back here in a few hours, or probably in my bathroom, and update you guys on how this wore throughout the day and what my final thoughts were.